So, are you ready for that feeling? You know, the freedom of the open road? Well, before you can even think about getting behind the wheel, there's one thing you absolutely have to get first: your provisional driving license. In this explainer, we're going to walk through the official gov.uk process step by step and make it super simple. Yeah, because before you start dreaming about lessons, theory tests, or that first solo drive, you need this one crucial document. This little plastic card? It's literally the key that starts the entire engine of your driving journey. Okay, let's dive right in.
First up, what actually is a provisional license? And why is it so important? Let's break that down.
Here's the deal. This isn't just a bit of admin or paperwork. It is your legal permission slip from the DVLA that says, okay, you can now start learning to drive. Without it, you can't be on a public road in a car, even with an instructor and L plates. It's the foundation for everything, and I mean everything that comes next.
So, the big question is, are you actually ready to apply? Before you even think about heading to the website, there are 3 key checks you've got to pass. Let's quickly run through them.
All right, it's just 3 simple checks. First, age. You can apply when you're 15 years and 9 months old. But remember, you can't actually start driving a car until you hit 17. Second, your eyesight. You've got to be able to read a number plate from 20 meters away. That's about the length of 5 cars parked end to end. And finally, you have to be a resident of Great Britain. If you can tick all 3 of those boxes, awesome, you're ready for the next step. Okay, let's talk about the money. It's one of the first questions everybody asks, right? And the answer really depends on how you decide to apply. Applying online is by far the most popular way to do it, and for good reason. It's quicker, it's easier, and it's the cheapest option. You just pay with a standard debit or credit card, and you're all set. Now, if you're a bit more old school and prefer paper, you can grab a D1 form from the post office and apply by post. It is a bit more expensive, and you'll have to sort out a check or a postal order. But honestly, since almost everyone applies online now, let's focus on how that works. So, you've decided to go the online route. Excellent choice! The good news is the government has made this process incredibly straightforward. It really just boils down to 4 simple steps. First, you head to the official gov.uk website. And here's a huge tip. Make sure it's the official one. Avoid any of those copycat sites that try to charge you extra fees. Once you're there, you just create an account, fill in your details, and pay. Simple as that. And you know, maybe the best part about applying online is how fast it is. As long as the DVLA doesn't need any extra checks, you can expect that brand new license to land on your doormat in about a week. Okay, now we're getting to the part that can sometimes trip people up a little bit, proving your identity. But don't you worry, we're going to make this super clear. This is a really important step, obviously, to keep everything secure. And the DVLA gives you a couple of different ways to do it. The path you take really all comes down to whether or not you have one specific document. And here it is, probably the most important tip in this whole explainer. If you have a valid UK passport, your life is so much easier. You just type in your 9-digit passport number online, and bam, you're done. No posting anything, no hassle. If you don't have one, well, the process has a few extra steps, and it is going to take a bit longer because you'll need to send in original documents. So, if you're going down that second path, you'll need to send in an original document. And I mean original, not a photocopy. This could be something like a non-EU passport, an Irish passport, or a UK birth certificate. And please, a crucial tip, when you send these, use a secure, tracked delivery service. These are important original documents, and you really do not want them getting lost in the mail. And speaking of sending those other documents, there is one more hurdle, and it's one you absolutely have to clear, otherwise your application could get rejected. Okay, listen up, because this is where a lot of applications can go wrong. You're going to need someone to sign your form and the back of your photo to say, yep, this is them. Now, this person has to know you, but, and this is a big but, they cannot be a relative or live at the same address as you. Think of someone like a teacher, a librarian, or a police officer. And here's the absolute kicker. They must have a valid GB photocard driving license themselves. Don't just get a mate to do it, because the DVLA will check. So what happens after that shiny new license arrives in the post? Well, let's look at the bigger picture. Once that provisional is in your hands, you are officially in the game. See, getting your provisional license is really just step 1. This is the key that unlocks everything else. It lets you start your lessons, book your theory test, and eventually take that huge practical test. Just think of this application as a starting gate for your entire driving journey. And that's really what it's all about. This isn't just paperwork, is it? It's a proper milestone.
This is the moment your driving story officially kicks off, the moment you go from just dreaming about driving to actually learning how to do it.
Which really just leaves us with one final exciting thought. Once you have that license and you're sitting there in the driver's seat for the very first time, where's that first drive going to take you? Thanks for joining us, and good luck.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and leave a comment. Download our app and keep studying on the go. Scan the QR code to get started.